Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Let's Talk Marvel podcast. I'm your host, Tommy. This is your co-host, Elliot.
Hello.
And this is your other co-host, Jack.
Hi.
And on this podcast, we're going to talk about all different kinds of things Marvel. So we're going to give you the news updates on different movies coming out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, any other news that's going around about Marvel. Then we're going to have other things, talk about like a who would win. So every episode we're going to take two characters from the Marvel Universe and pit up against each other. And we'll debate who we think would win. So first up on the current news, we're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie has been very hyped, and it's releasing on December 17th. And so we've got lots of leaks here. So first of all, the new Spider-Man poster that was shown on November 8th, which shows Green Goblin, Lightning, Electro guy, and Sandman. And so what do you think about this poster, Elliot?
I think it's awesome because it's bringing back the characters from the other movies with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And the funny thing is that all these characters died in the movies. They were all destined to die from Spider-Man. And I think it's kind of cool that they bring them back in a new way. And we get to see our universe Spider-Man, 2021 Spider-Man, fight these villains this time.
Yeah, so essentially they're opening up the Spider-Verse into like all the other movies with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And this has been confirmed. There is going to be Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire both in the new Spider-Man movie. And so they're going to have all kinds of villains and stuff in the new movie that are from like the past movies. So that is pretty exciting.
Actually, I just saw something that Andrew Garfield denied being Spider-Man on the Jimmy Fallon show, denying that he was going to be in the movie, and he's been denying this for a couple months now, so we don't know. We feel like he's going to be in it, and there have been some leaked footage, some leaked pictures, but I'm not sure that he's going to be in it. So, yeah.
Well, I really hope he is, because
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Expanding
The universe and things like that.
And they can be mentors for this Peter Parker, too, because he lost Tony Stark also.
Yeah.
And I'm also very excited about Doc Ock. That's probably the most I'm excited for. Also, Lizard was spotted in the most recent trailer. Pretty sure he's coming.
And in the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, the Lizard, he's jumping towards Spider-Man, but then he turns around for something that hit him.
Yeah, like
and
getting punched.
Jack here thinks that it's a Spider-Man.
I think it's Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man. I think it's probably Doctor Strange, because in one of the scenes there was Doctor Strange at the same place talking to Peter Parker, saying like he can't stop them. So I feel like it was Doctor Strange who's trying to help Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this movie is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I feel like it's gonna pass $1 billion in the box office.
Oh, definitely.
It's probably one of the most hyped Marvel movies in a long time.
No, other than Endgame. Endgame is really hyped too.
Yeah.
But they said, Kevin Feige, director of Marvel, said that this is going to be like the Avengers Endgame for Spider-Man.
And another thing, Daredevil. In another leaked picture, he's actually in it, like sitting down with Aunt May, Spider-Man, and his friend Ned. So it might not be like Daredevil, but it definitely is Matt Murdock. If you don't know who that is, he's deaf and he's a lawyer. So that might mean he's like acting as a lawyer for Peter Parker. His powers include like something to do with his death. I don't remember exactly, but he knows martial arts, and has superhuman senses, and is still skilled with like a bow staff or so. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
In the comics, Daredevil, he actually dated a Marvel supervillain, Echo. And in the comics in 1993, I'm pretty sure there was an issue where like Daredevil No More, where Echo died and he went on to this total rampage. So.
Oh, and Echo is going to be getting a show.
Oh,
It was announced in the Disney Plus Marvel thing.
Yep.
She's going to be getting a show along with the Skrulls, Secret Invasion, and Agatha Harkness.
And do you have any idea when that's coming out?
I'd say late 2022.
And they're coming out with a TV show on Disney Plus called Moon Knight.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so they got a lot of new things, and they're gonna be make the show Miss Marvel, and they're coming out with the movie The Marvels with Brie Larson as Captain Marvel and America Chavez, a Latino Captain America. So.
And we'll talk more about those shows in later episodes, but currently a show that just recently came out, Hawkeye on Disney Plus. I have not seen
I have
episodes of it, but I'm sure you guys have.
Yeah, it is good. I was watching it.
Yeah.
And
The first 2 episodes were released, right?
Yeah,
first,
two.
yeah, and it's a 6-part series.
Yeah. So it's probably gonna go by really fast.
And they're what was his name? They're in the show, in the comics actually, there was this character called the Swordsman, whose father was introduced in the Hawkeye show, and he also was introduced in the Hawkeye show. So I feel like the new Hawkeye is going to get mentored by the Swordsman. I feel like right now, Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye, is getting mentored by Clint Barton, the Avenger Hawkeye, and I feel like something's going to happen where she's going to get trained by the Swordsman, who in the comics actually trained Clint Barton. This may be a little confusing, but I feel like something's going to happen between Clint Barton and Kate, and she's going to go with a bad guy. So, yeah.
So you think the girl version of Hawkeye basically is going to turn evil?
I feel like that's going to happen, and then she's going to turn good, and then they're all going to go on their merry way.
So like back and forth?
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay. So anyways, more news. There will be a Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, including Chadwick Boseman. So he is actually... he will not be replaced in Black Panther 2, which is very good. And it's planned to hit theaters on July 8th, 2022.
And Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, Chadwick Boseman's sister, T'Challa's sister, she actually got a major injury on set. So they're actually holding off filming until January because of an injury she has, and it's much worse than they thought it was. So,
wow. So she can't film for a while?
No, and they need her for these scenes. So.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So has all the Chadwick Boseman scenes with Black Panther in them, have they all been recorded already? Or like is a new person playing in the suit, or do you not know?
Well, I'm not really sure, but in the comics, Shuri, T'Challa, he was sick at a point, so Shuri had to take up the mantle for a while for being the Black Panther, but I don't feel like that's going to happen in the movie. But I didn't know that he was coming back in the movie. I just know that he came back in the What If show where he played T'Challa, and I thought that was his last on-screen moment.
Also, about that too, yeah.
Also, other things that have released recently, Eternals, the movie. This has not gotten a good impression by the fans. People do not seem to like this movie.
Yeah, they I remember what news source said that they made a little roast to it. Said Eternals went Dune because the movie Dune is doing better than Eternals, and the only hyped moment in the movie was when Harry Styles, the singer, he's actually playing a Marvel character called Star Fox, who's actually the brother of Thanos, the Mad Titan. So that
Wow.
it's weird, and
Yeah,
they
that's pretty weird.
that's
Okay.
pretty sus. But
Yeah,
Harry Styles made an appearance at the end of the movie, and it's not doing great.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is doing way better. It's doing great anyway.
So yeah, Eternals. I did not bother to watch it. I didn't even look at it because
I don't even want to.
I heard how bad it was.
Yeah.
And that'll pretty much wrap it up for the news for this episode. And so now we're going to talk about a weird thing that we kind of discovered on the internet. It's called, is called Throg. He is basically an amphibian Thor with Frog Mjolnir, which is his frog version of Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. And he actually made an appearance in the Loki show.
Yeah.
And fun fact,
Slight
Chris
cameo.
Hemsworth actually did the little 2-second sound of Throg in the show. So
He did? I did not know that.
he went into the studio and he did like a 2-second bit of him.
The little frog noise.
Yeah, like because he's trying to get out of a little glass jar. And
Yeah,
he did-
in
and
the
he-
show. Yep.
yeah.
Interesting.
So the background of this character is apparently once he was a human, his name is Simon Walterson, and he was turned into a frog by a witch. And then later he was given the hammer of Thor and fought for justice for frogs as Throg.
Could that witch be Agatha Harkness? Maybe I'm not sure.
We do not know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It didn't say. It just said a witch. So.
Yeah, we do not know.
In the show Loki, there was a image of Mephisto, a character who lives in a demon world, and Mephisto may make an appearance at some point of being an actual character in the movies. So that's been hyped up a little bit, also.
So they're just really delving deep into the universe. They're just bringing all sorts of characters into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is pretty exciting. So do you have any idea on what other characters they might bring from the comics?
I feel like
Galactus is a possibility.
oh yeah, Galactus
That
and
is a possibility.
yeah, Galactus maybe, and I feel like they're gonna bring back Doctor Doom.
That'd be cool.
And I feel like they're gonna take the X-Men and put them into this MCU universe with the Spider-Man universe.
Awesome.
I feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel like they're gonna cross it over and do some epic hyped up end credit scene and have another end game credit scene. I feel like.
That would be
Avengers.
that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do our who would win. So this is a big segment of the episode. This is where we take one hero and another hero, or villain. They fight each other, and we're basically gonna talk about who we think would win in a fight. You might have a totally different opinion than us, so that's cool too. You can let us know your opinion. But anyways, the who would win for this episode? We're putting Wolverine against Ant-Man. So my initial thought is that Wolverine would win. What's your initial thought, Jeff?
I also think that Wolverine would win.
And Elliot?
And I am the odd one out because I think Ant-Man would win because in the What If episode,
The zombie one?
in the zombie episode, the Wasp actually, she shrunk, then she went into a zombie's body, and then she just made herself larger again, where she just deliberately killed the zombie. But Wolverine, he can heal himself, but if he's gonna be blasted into pieces, I don't think he can heal himself from that. And
Fair
that's the only
Yeah.
that's like the only thing I feel like that could kill him if Ant-Man just that one move goes into his mouth somehow. Because in his mask, you can see his mouth, so he can just go right in there and just shrink and then make himself large, and I feel like he can kill him.
Fair enough. Okay.
But Wolverine, I think he could just, if Ant-Man was flying towards him, even if he was small, I think he could probably see him and just whap him out of the way or something with his hand. And then he would, knock him out because Ant-Man's so small. He could just hit him once and then he'd be pretty much down.
Yeah,
And Wolverine does have super senses also in the comics. And I have actually a comic book of, what's his name? The Hulk against Wolverine, and I'm pretty sure the Hulk won against Wolverine.
Yeah, so for Wolverine, if Ant-Man was normal size, I feel like Wolverine's claws would come in handy a lot there. He could just slash Ant-Man to bits. But I guess for Ant-Man's side, he could grow large. We haven't really talked about it because he is able to grow large.
Wolverine very fast.
Yeah, but
He's decently fast.
Yeah.
But maybe Ant-Man could get oversized and smush him with his foot.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But
oh, and he has his ant buddies. And Ant-Man, the first movie, Hank Pym, his friend, he showed him these Pym discs where he threw a Pym disc at a gnome, like a garden gnome, and it is enlarged huge. So I feel like if Ant-Man throws a Pym disc at one of his ants, he can like control the ants. So I feel like if he throws Pym disc at these
set
ants,
a bunch of ants on
set it have those ants fighting him, and then just have him go into a small shrink, boom, kill him.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. He could throw a disc at Wolverine and make him shrink because Wolverine couldn't go back to normal size because he doesn't have that.
And if he has his
so
ants, if he has his ants too, he could have them fight.
But again, with those super senses, dodge. He could dodge it.
Yeah, or slash it with his claws.
In the comics, though,
anything could happen.
In a 1973 comic, I have a Wolverine versus Hulk. The Hulk just threw a punch at him and it nearly knocked the Wolverine out. And another character was in the comic book, the villain, I'm pretty sure. So he started fighting the Hulk, so Wolverine was able to gain conscience. But I feel like if that character wasn't there, Hulk could easily beat him. So I feel like, yeah.
So now we got to remember this. If we ever have a who would win Wolverine against Hulk, we know who would win now.
Yeah.
But going back to the Ant-Man versus Wolverine, I think
I'm going off one place to another.
Yeah, I think we aren't probably gonna allow things like Ant-Man bringing in the Wasp. Like his ants are probably okay because that's kind of part of his powers.
Yeah.
But like if you did that, you could just say Wolverine brings in Thanos and makes him snap Ant-Man. So we're not going to do that, and these who would win. So that's out of the picture. Any of its allies coming in to help.
It's just the two people.
Yeah. So so I think Wolverine has the upper hand in regeneration because Ant-Man could he can't really use any blades. Ant-Man can't use any blades because Wolverine could just regenerate, but Wolverine has the upper hand in that way because blades can totally still affect Ant-Man. He has no resistance against that.
And in the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, he was having some problems with his suit where there's this belt he has and it has Pym particles inside of him which helps him grow and shrink, and it wasn't working. So he was trying to infiltrate a school, and then he was shrinking from 6'3" to 5'2", just going all over these heights. So he was, and I feel like if Wolverine hit him right in the belt buckle area, he could stop him from being able to shrink. And then I feel like maybe
because that holds all of those Pym particles.
That's all the Pym particles. And Hank Pym said he couldn't find another place to hold Pym particles in case that happens. Well, he didn't say in case Wolverine fights him, but he couldn't find another place in the suit to put Pym particles in. So that's all he has. So I feel like if he hits Wolverine right in the belt buckle, he won't be able to shrink. And I feel like that may do something with pants also.
Yeah, so I think both would have a good chance against each other. I think it's like a well-matched fight.
Yeah.
I think Wolverine has good chances with the super sense because if Ant-Man could get onto him while he was shrunk, I think he would be able to win. But if Wolverine could dodge it, slap him out of the way, that would probably be the winning move for him because Ant-Man would just get knocked out if he was slapped because he's that tiny.
And Ant-Man actually, he got slapped by Falcon, and like he was he was actually shrinking towards the Falcon, and the Falcon just whacked him with his wing, and then Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, he went flying, and then he went back to normal size, and he's like hit the ground hard, but then he shrunk back into a miniature size, but
Yeah, so pretty much, I think the whole fight would be pitted against that one factor where Ant-Man shrinks and then tries to jump on him. If Wolverine slaps him, Wolverine wins. If Wolverine misses him, then Ant-Man wins. And that sounds pretty dumb, but I think it would be the deciding factor. Unless Ant-Man grew big, then I think he probably could smush him with his foot, smush Wolverine with his foot, but maybe Wolverine could climb up onto him or something. It definitely depends.
in Avengers Endgame, actually, Ant-Man, he shrunk to a 60-foot height, and he was going against a Chitauri invasion. And in the Avengers Endgame, at the epic fight against Thanos' army, and there was like this big Chitauri alien spaceship thing, and they started fighting. He just pounded the thing, and it just broke to pieces. Yeah. So I feel like if he gets to a big height, I feel like he could do some damage to Wolverine.
So yeah, those are about pretty much all the factors of the fight. So let's go around and say our final decision. So Elliot, has your opinion changed?
No, I still feel like there could be a chance, because Scott Lang is pretty smart. He was a crook at a point, and he had some pretty good tactics, and so I feel like he did
heists and stuff like that.
So I feel like he could do. I feel like that shrinking into his burglar. Yeah, I feel like shrinking into him and just opening himself up, like enlarging himself, could. I feel like he could do that on Wolverine.
Yeah. So, Jack, has your opinion changed, or are you sticking with Wolverine?
I am undecided.
Undecided. Yeah, it is a pretty close matched fight.
I have to go. I do have to go Wolverine though.
Yeah.
So you're not undecided anymore?
He's pretty even, but you have to go with Wolverine.
Right.
And for me, I am also really close because it would be a close fight, but I think I might actually switch to Ant-Man.
Let's go.
Because I feel like he could grow and then just smash him pretty easily. But I'm not sure.
It'd be a fair fight.
Yeah. So if you disagree, come and yell at us why we're wrong, if you want. But anyways, we're going to move on to another thing, just any extra information we've got. I thought of something. What about the Venom Let There Be Carnage? Have you seen that yet?
I saw the movie, and it was so good. I saw it with one of my friends, and it was a really good movie where the main villain, Cletus Cassidy, a serial killer who's like super twisted, and they just showed the backstory of him, and then did this epic fight scene against Venom, aka aka Eddie Brock, versus Cletus Cassidy's Carnage, and then Venom and Carnage went against each other. And Venom is actually a symbiote where it's like he's like this alien species that goes around Eddie Brock and goes around him and like makes him like has this protection mutant thing. I don't know how to explain it. And they just go into this big fight, and then Cletus Cassidy is trying to marry the love of his life, and then Venom stops it, and they go into this big fight, and it was really cool. And then Venom told Eddie Brock that he always wanted to just sit on a beach with the sand in his toes and the wind in his hair, even though Venom doesn't have any hair. And then at the end credit scene, it showed them doing that. And then there was another end credit scene where it was Eddie Brock. He was in his like a cabana at the beach, and he's like, and Venom was like, "Do you want to see what else I can do?" And then Eddie Brock got curious, and then he took him to another universe in the Spider-Man universe. And Tom, God, don't worry. Eddie Brock saw the news footage of Spider-Man, the #1 menace. So God, Eddie Brock is in
You keep saying
I have
Tom
no
Hardy.
idea what Tom Hardy. Eddie Brock is in the Spider-Man universe right now. He is in it, and he will probably be making an appearance soon. Either Venom and Spider-Man going to a fight against each other, or
in the new No Way Home movie.
no, because in No Way Home movie, there's the villains, the Sinister Six, which actually there's only 5 of them, so there's still one more villain. But I don't know if it's Vulture. But I think he's making his appearance in Morbius, the Marvel movie that's coming out. Anyways,
Yeah. Oh, we have to talk about.
I feel like
we should talk about Morbius.
I feel like that's what was I saying? I feel like he's gonna make an appearance in the next Spider-Man movie. So yep. So Venom is in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
And finally, I have one more thing to add. Morbius. The trailer, it looks awesome.
Yeah, Morbius is a character who was a doctor, kind of like Doctor Strange, and he
has a blood disease.
Yeah, he has a major blood disease, and like ever since he was a kid, he was bullied majorly. He was kicked and by all these little kids, and he got older and he became a successful person. And then he started exploring this cave, and then a bunch of bats, was it?
Yeah,
bats. Bats swarmed him, and one, I'm not sure. I think one bit him or something.
Like hybrid
species
of bat.
Yeah, hybrid species of bats. Not like Batman, but a hybrid species of bats went around him, bit him, and he got this major disease. And then he progresses. He gets worse and worse. But then he started getting these powers, like he could levitate things and fly, and then
scary
looking, like has fangs and stuff. And he's gonna what was I gonna say?
Echolocation.
Yeah, echolocation. And in the trailer, it showed Vulture, who was in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, who was in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, and he's gonna make an appearance in Morbius also.
Yeah.
Man, keep on rambling on.
Yeah. So that reminds me of like almost a horror movie. It looks like it's gonna be horror-ish.
It's creepy.
Yeah,
and the actor Jared Leto, he played the Joker in the Suicide Squad movies. So he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a good actor for that character.
He'd be a good actor for this.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. We're kind of running out of time here, but so yeah, No Way Home coming out pretty decently soon, December 17th. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you liked it, you can listen to the next one coming out next month. You can check that out. So yeah, that'll be it. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.